This is a video on the jumping jack. Yes, the humble jumping jack, probably something we all did in grade school. Believe it or not, there's a couple things that I like to do to optimize. Of course, if you're doing any jumping jacks and they feel good for you, keep doing them. But this is a movement that often is a good entry point to some dynamic motion, some what we call plyometrics, which is some jumping, which is good for bone density, good for circulation. We can get some shoulder range of motion. So there are actually a lot of things that I like about a jumping jack. And with a few tweaks, we can really get some good muscle activation from toes all the way up into shoulders. So here's how I like to set it up. I'm gonna get my feet pretty close together. I'm gonna feel the ball of the foot and big toe pressing into the floor. That often will bring people inward. So I wanna keep this on the floor, and then the inside ankle bone, the medial malleolus, I wanna think of lifting that and drawing the knees out without losing contact with the ball of the foot. That tends to raise the arch, draw my knees out. For most people, we're hoping to get maybe a little bit of activation in the arch of the foot and the inside of the shin. I want to keep my knees fairly straight, but not locked out. And then as I go, maybe I get a little squeeze of the glutes in the back. Then I'm going to hit my shoulders and rotate to palms somewhat upright. They don't have to be all the way up, but I don't want them down. This is going to get shoulder external rotation, which frees up shoulder blade motion, can open up the chest, and just tends to be a little more fluid than this palm down position. I can't get as high, or to get higher, I have to shrug up into my neck. So I'm gonna get palms slightly up. Then as I go, I'm gonna try to maintain this foot ankle engagement. So my heels will come off the ground, but I want them to come off the ground and not have a bunch of wobbling there. So put it all together. Here I go, ball of foot, big toe on the ground, lifting the heels up, shoulders out, and then working through here. I don't worry too much about getting the full clap overhead. I just want to work in a shoulder range of motion that feels good for you. And then as I go, trying to keep all of that activation. So it can be a great exercise, good for a warm-up, good to get some circulation, some lymphatic drainage, maybe get a little heart rate response. I like to do some in the morning before I go into a stretch routine. So figure out what works for you, adjust some of these positions a little bit for what's right for your shoulders, for your knees and feet, but give it a shot and let me know what you think.